not that guy. I'm not a ball stopper. You got to get it and move it. He should be okay. If he's, still think he's the Carmelo of old, it's going to be trouble.
Shaq, you're 100% correct. When I had to walk into Rudy Tomjanovich's office one day and said, Coach, would you start Kevin Willis over me? He says, you sure about that? I says, I'm not sure about it. I'm positive. At this stage of my career, I'm not the guy anymore. And it was painful, too, because one thing about being a great player, we can throw words around like pride and ego. They matter when you're a great player.
I'll say this. I wasn't a great player, but I went 9.5 years. I was good enough, really good. Leave it as that. But I went 9.5 years. I started every game. And then the year that I started, and I used to laugh at guys that wouldn't get in the game. And I'd be like, oh, you didn't get in there. You better do some extra work. Ha, ha, ha. And then all of a sudden, you're the guy with a DNP.
Yeah.
I call it the DNP is did not play.
Yeah, DNP.
DNP CD. That's the new record, the DNP CD.
Yeah. This Portland team, they need to make a trade. They're stale. And the hardest thing as a general manager or a coach, you have to know when to fold them. Like the Clippers, they're like, this team is gone as far as it's going, and you got to break it up. That's what they did. They need to break this Portland team up and I don't know if this is a good situation. We all like Carmelo's. We'll pull up for him, but this ain't a great situation for him because they got two guards who are terrific players who dominate the ball, and when Nurkic come back, he's going to be the third option, and Carmelo is a scorer. So nobody goes around talking about, hey, let's run some plays for number 4.
Yep.
Nobody runs plays for the fourth option.
Could he be like the guy in Denver, Will the Thrill? And just come in and be one of those guys. Take that role and say, I'm a guy I might get you 8 tonight or I might get you 18. But I'm going to be all the way around.
But that goes back to Shaq's point. He's an older guy now. So like I say, he got up 14 shots the other night in a very short period of time, and he's gonna be an offensive player. But like I say, I don't think this Portland team is a good mix for him.
They're 5-10. They have no Lillard tonight. They have no Whiteside tonight.
Wow. Oh, things are looking up.
Look at this. Kenny rocking his Bel Air Academy black tonight.
This is a little.
His name is Bartholomew.
This is Barrington Rose.
Thank you.
Barrington would know.
This is very
Bartholomew.
This is very Archbishop Malloy prep schoolish.
It is.
Yeah.
Or
it's not Kenny or anything. It's
Harry Potterish.
Kenneth.
He's actually from London. Harry.
Kenneth tonight.
Yes.
Portland.
Bartholomew.
Coming up shortly. Back with more in just a second.
There you go.
Very prep school tonight.
Look at the new sled on you.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it, I think. I know nothing about sleds. And then I'm just buying one? Like, how am I supposed to know what a sled costs?
What did you pay?
7 pelts?
No, so high.
Should've used Auto Trader. It's the only one with Kelley Blue Book. See the little ribbon? Lets you know the price is good. What a time to be alive!
With Domino's new delivery insurance, if your delivery isn't what you expected, we'll make it right. It could be a missing dipping sauce or a wrong topping. We want to make up for that mistake. Thank you. Get 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas delivered for $5.99 each and put our delivery insurance to the test.
Connected to those.
Alexa, what's on my schedule today?
At 2 p.m., there's a haircut appointment.
Alexa, play some music. Alexa, how do I get shiny hair?
For shiny hair, consider incorporating finishing oil to your styling routine.
The end of the perfect year is just the beginning of the next one. Patron, simply perfect.
Forget about vacuuming for up to a month. Shark IQ Robot deep cleans and empties itself into a base you can empty once a month. And unlike standard robots that bounce around, it cleans row by row. If it's not a shark, it's just a robot. You're watching TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader. Finally, it's easy.
So I kind of thought maybe I'll meet someone here.
That's funny that you say that because I've been looking for a friend also.
Really?
I have.
I don't want to be presumptuous or weird, but if we're both looking for friends, maybe we can be friends.
Why not?
So I feel like now I need a new
Really
friend.
can. Portland can.
Did he make the trip to Milwaukee? He didn't make the trip.
No, but anytime you got the Blazers on, you gotta have really tan.
I got a very important question to ask you guys at halftime.
Okay. Oh, see, that's a great tease right there.
Yeah, it's very important.
And we'll, if it's so important, you'll probably not remember it.
I'm writing it down.
Please do.
Blazers and Bucks coming up.
Yeah, money talk ceiling. That's just how I'm feeling. Go so hard in it. That's just how I'm feeling. Money don't spend it. See you talk, end it.
Onto the curveball with the emphatic rejection. What a move by C.J. McCollum. That was special. Just absolutely dazzling every time he takes it in.
On a chilly 37-degree night in Milwaukee, it's the usual sellout crowd at Fiserv Forum. Better than 17,000 are here to welcome home the Bucks from their victorious pregame road trip. The NBA on TNT is presented by State Farm. It's the Portland Trailblazers facing the Milwaukee Bucks. Game 1 of our Thursday night doubleheader. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert, along with five-time NBA All-Star Chris Webber. We'll be joined in a moment by Allie LaForce, working the sidelines. So here are the Bucks, playing terrific basketball. They won 5 straight, 9 of their last 10. Giannis is on a tear. On the other hand, injury hit Portland off to a A very rough start, but the big news this week, the signing of Carmelo Anthony, who Chris will be playing in a second game tonight as a Blazer.
Yeah, Marvin, though we're fans are excited to see Melo back, there's a couple things I'm going to be looking for tonight, being that he has the leading scorer, Dame Lillard, out tonight, along with the big fella as well. I'm going to be watching for Melo's conditioning. This is the first time in over a year his body has had to react to recuperating. How will his legs respond? Will that affect his jumper, his aggressiveness overall attacking the basket? Now, whether his body is cooperating or not, we know he's a great leader. Will he add that leadership on the bench that he did for 3 Olympics teams? And lastly, I love music, and Sting has a song, How Fragile We Are. Well, guess what? Melo has got to realize that over the last year. He said it's affected his ego, and he's taken a page and taken that down. So I hope to see him enjoying being back in the NBA, making a lot of threes, and hopefully hitting himself in the head 3 times.
All right, the starting lineups, the Blazers up front with Carmelo, Rodney Hood, and Anthony Tolliver starting for the injured Hassan Whiteside at the guards. Gary Trent Jr., second-year player from Duke. C.J. McCollum. The Bucks on the front line have Giannis, Wesley Matthews, Brook Lopez in the backcourt, Dante DiVincenzo, and Eric Bledsoe. The officiating crew, John Goebel, Kevin Scott, Aaron Smith in the replay center, Ken Maurer. Bucks coming off a win in Atlanta last night. They are 11 up, 3 down, tied with Boston, best record in the East. Celtics losing last night in overtime to the Clippers in LA in a terrific game. So the Bucks control. Tolliver opening up against Antetokounmpo. Here's Giannis. Triple team getting to Lopez, who puts it down.
That's what the MVP of this league can do. He lets the double team come to him. It's going to be a tough matchup for Tolliver tonight, trying to guard Antetokounmpo on the post.
I would think so. Tolliver goes about 6'8", or listed at 6'8". Here's the steal. Bledsoe on the drive goes right at McCollum and scores.
Bledsoe, one of the most athletic guards in this game. You love seeing him play downhill.
Bledsoe coming off an excellent game in Atlanta. Tolliver able to knock down a 3. Anthony Tolliver in his 12th season out of Creighton. This is 9th NBA team. He's made the rounds. You can look at it this way, though. Look how many teams wanted me.
Exactly.
Pretty pass, and DiVincenzo able to score on the layup. And it's the Bucks off to the good start. McCollum. Giannis piling up the assist. He has averaged 6 coming into tonight's game.
What we're going to see tonight is a tale of 2 styles of play. This is the Bucks style of play. Do you see that 4 passes already? Everyone has already touched the ball. You get a layup. Well, when it comes to Portland, it's a little bit different. They aren't as efficient, last in the league in assists, and of course that affects their efficiency on the field goal side. So tough to get good looks for this team, the Portland Trailblazers.
Carmelo Anthony on the foul. The previous foul on Giannis called on Hood. And Giannis knocks down a 3. He's been hitting threes as of late.
Not only has he been hitting threes as of late, he's scoring 1 point better in the paint than he did last year. Over 18 points in the paint. In other words, he'll give you that work inside or outside.
Bucks have hit all 4 of their shot attempts and have a 9-3 lead with 2 minutes gone by. This is Trent, and he knocks it down. If that is a familiar name to basketball fans, well, he's the son of Gary Trent Sr., who spent 9 years in the NBA. 2 of the 9 with the Blazers. Here's Bledsoe. They continue their perfection as he hits the 3.
Well, we have to talk about Portland's lack of defense. So everybody wants Melo to be the answer for this team, but they don't play D and they don't pass the ball. Number 1 or number 3 in the league in ISO points. So we're going to have to try to figure a way to play team ball tonight.
Wesley Matthews, the entire 5 in the act here at the start.
Portland, 25th in the league in field goal percentages. How do you get guys easy looks? You do it with screens and speeding up the pace and hopefully getting some tough shots to fall like that.
Carmelo Anthony not able to hit on his first attempt. Wide open shot for Bledsoe. Then he's played by McCollum, who recovered, and Giannis puts it home. The Bucks are 7 for 7 from the field, and Terry Stotts of the Blazers says, let's talk about this.
And show everyone just why people around here call me the best. I'm trying to hurry. I'm going to. We have to prove to them why they signed us.
I'm gonna pick you up and throw you around.
All Elite Wrestling on TNT. Watch Wednesday Night Dynamite at 8 or anytime on demand and the app.
Welcome back to Milwaukee. It's time now for the Courtside Report presented by Progressive. Carmelo Anthony made his season debut on Tuesday after not playing in the NBA for over a year. Today is his second game back, and he sat down with me this morning. Call it redemption, call it long overdue, call it whatever you want. For Carmelo Anthony, he calls it a second chance, and he told me he realizes that it's something that most people don't get in life. He was extremely transparent with me. He told me the process was, quote, an embarrassment. It was an ego hit. It was a pride hit. And after a lot of reflecting, he's approaching this season with what he calls patience and a new perspective and an appreciation for the game that most players don't get to get, because by the time they reflect, they're retired. He's very grateful that he gets his second opportunity. And Coach Stotts told us, just before the game, that he has been encouraged by his communication defensively, by the way he's become a teammate, which he considers a bonus. He said, we had a need at this position. The rest, him being a good teammate, that's just a byproduct and a bonus. Guys, he has a long way to go, but 20 to 25 minutes a game to start, and we'll go from there.
Well, Ali had last played November 8th, 2018, as McCollum is able to knock it down. Three-pointer for C.J. McCollum. He had played for Houston in that early November game, and he went 1 for 11 in a loss to Oklahoma City, and then he was cut. Incredibly, he's the fourth Blazer as Carmelo Anthony hits his first field goal. He's 1 for 2 now. He's the 4th Blazer to wear 00. The others, Kevin Duckworth, Ken Johnson, and Enes Kanter, who now is a member of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, and I wonder, how is he handling the expectations? He's on a team that doesn't share the ball. He's known for being an ISO guy. This is very much of an ISO team. They're last in the league in assists, and I'm wondering, does he think it's going to be a scapegoat factor, or is he just going to go to work on the post and hopefully audition for a new team next year?
As he just did right there, he tried to back Hood off, and that's the first wild shot we've seen from a Buck. They're now 8 for 13 from the field. McCollum to the left hand, able to put it home.
And Marv, I'll make the last point about this. I've joined many new teams. The best teams to go to are teams that are unselfish and play well with the ball. I don't care if it's Golden State this year. You know where you're going to touch the ball because they have a culture of sharing the ball. The hardest place it is to make a transition is where they play hero ball. Not many more teams play more hero ball than this Portland Trailblazer team. So when you can walk into a shot and do this, Lord, it's going to be so many people tomorrow with Lifetime Fitness thinking they're going to get into the league because they were shooting where Melo was shooting. But I tell you what, it's tough to knock that shot down, and he's one of the best walking into the three, top of the key.
Tolliver called for that foul. So Portland on a 10-2 run here, and here's the steal. Tolliver ahead of the field, chased by Giannis, who just did miss getting there for the block shot. But the Blazers try to turn things. So they've come on here with the run and a timeout taken by Mike Budenholzer. The fans have spoken. AEW Dynamite is officially wrestling's new champion. See what all the hype is about as the All Elite Wrestlers reinvent pro wrestling. All Elite Wrestling Dynamite Wednesdays at 8 only on TNT. Bucks started out hitting their first 7 shots. Since then, they're 1 for 7 from the field. Nice move inside by Bledsoe, as Portland is able to get back into it, now down by 3. This is Hood and Tolliver for 3. Hit one earlier. Rebounded by Kupo. Sterling Brown has come on for the first time for the Bucks. Hood with the steal. Goes against the backpedaling Matthews and spins and lays it home.
Hood has been playing so well for this Portland team since joining them last year. But let's give Tolliver some credit on the defensive end. He stepped in front of Anthony Kupo a couple of times now, gotten the steal and doing great help defense in there on the paint.
Good pickup there by Matthews on it. Pass and his shot is blocked by McCollum. Rodney Hood averaging 11 points and shooting just under 50% from 3. As you mentioned, he's played well. McCollum runs out. And here comes Giannis. Bledsoe accelerates. Trying to pitch it back to Giannis. Could not. Anthony. And as Anthony went at Ilyasova, waiting for the call.
Traveling there.
Traveling violation, yeah. It is a travel. Let's take a look at the upcoming national TV schedule. ESPN, Friday night. Spurs and the Sixers starting 8 o'clock Eastern time. And the Rockets at the Clippers. Clippers beating the Celtics in OT last night. The debut of the combination of Kawhi Leonard playing with Paul George. NBA TV Tuesday. Good one. Clippers and Mavericks. Chance to get another look at Luka Doncic, who has been just incredible.
Oh, man, he's so much fun to watch, and I bet he's even more fun to play with out there on the court. So exciting. The quickest to get a 30-point triple-double the other night. And how about, we talked about our big game lineup coming up. How about the 23rd? You got Jimmy Butler going back to Philly to play against his old crew. That should be fun to watch as well.
George Hill has come on for Milwaukee along with Pat Connaughton. This is Lopez. Lopez making an effort to roll with the hoop. He's cut down on those deep threes, although he's still very effective, but he's been trying to go inside. He was so effective as a net with Darren Williams on a pick and roll.
I love the new school game, and these players were in some great hands. But I would suggest to some of them, just be a hooper and go to work as opposed to trying to become a 7-foot specialist.
Connaughton on the drive as the Bucks look for a goaltender, but a foul is called. Scal Labissiere has checked in for the first time, along with Anthony Simons, first-round draft pick, 24th overall. And Terry Stotts also sending on the rookie from North Carolina, Nasir Little, who's played very well as of late. Foul was on Little. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Burger King. Order a BK Whopper from Uber Eats. Get a Whopper on us, delivered your way. And by the Telluride from Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA. 5-point lead for the Bucks and a reaching foul.
One thing you can do against the Bucks, number one in disqualifications, guys fouling out. They will foul. They play tough D, but if you're diligent on the offensive end and cut with integrity, you can get them caught up in foul trouble. And if you're a team like Portland looking desperately to try to get some easy buckets, you want to get to the line, do it with ball movement.
Connaughton called on the foul. Kent Bazemore's come on out for Portland. He inbounded. Here's McCollum. But Hill got a piece of it from behind, and Ilyasova with the rebound. Now Lopez shoots from deep. Too strong. And back comes C.J. McCollum. As I mentioned earlier, Damian Lillard sitting out once again. Second straight game he's missed because of the back spasms. And Nasir Little able to knock down the three. He's a 19-year-old high school sensation in Orlando. Played one season with the Tar Heels of North Carolina. This is Sterling Brown on the move. And his shot is blocked, able to get it back and hits on the reverse.
Great job right there to follow up his own shot. And you just mentioned Damian Lillard being out. Well, he plays the third most minutes in this league. That's been a little bit of a pressure on his back, and they've been in every game almost. But the fact is that they lost those games, and so that's why you want a player like Melo to come in and get buckets. McCollum already with 7 shots, and we're not even 10 minutes through the first quarter already, so you can see the pressure on their individual scores.
Yeah, McCollum is 3 of 7 from the field. There's Damian sitting out with the back spasms. Started the season sizzling, including that 60-point game against the Nets, then fell off recently and now bothered by the back problems. They're hoping he's back for the game Saturday in Cleveland as Hill is able to hit from straight away.
Yeah, he fell off, but he's 5th in the league in scoring at 28 per, and that's why this team needs to find someone else to help them get buckets. And they should start with easy ball movement, getting guys involved. Early BCR says, listen, just get me the rock. I'll get us back in the game.
Hits the 3. For the Blazers, it is game 4 of a 6-game road trip. They'll finish up at Cleveland and at Chicago. Nice pass from Connaughton and a fadeaway by Ilyasova.
Ilyasova does everything, and I bet fans out there before the end of this game, you're going to see him take a charge and help defensively as well. He can do it all.
But this year, off the fake, jump hook too strong. Connaughton comes across for the Bucks as Giannis gets set to return. Ilyasova off the fake. Over to Lopez. Ball movement here by the Bucks. Exchange does not work. And back comes Little from Portland. On the drive, he is hacked. Now, Terry Stotts coached the Bucks for 2 seasons from 2005 through 2007. There's Terry, a longtime assistant under George Karl with Milwaukee. And the 05-06 team included 18-year-old rookie Ersan Ilyasova. Let's see, it says he's 32 now.
Yeah, because, and we see him working out pregame, but if you looked at that picture, he had some guys on his team named Joe Smith. He had Tony Kukoc. So he's been in this league a long time, and that's my boy Darwin Ham, the assistant coach of the Bucks. He broke a couple backboards in his day. Teasing Ilyasova, saying, hey, we know you.
Hey, how about Little getting his own rebound, but could not convert. Just under 2 remaining in this first quarter. Bucks got off to the early lead, hit their first 7 shots. Portland on a 12-2 run to get back into it. Here is Giannis. Kept alive by Hill over to Giannis, who kind of let up on that drive as he was hammered.
Yeah, if he did the same thing Michael Jordan did, except switched it to the left in that Lakers series. If you look right here, watch him go up and just pause and say, I could dunk it, but wait a minute, I lost my balance. Let me look at the finesse after the power right there, going up with 2.
So 2 shots coming up for last season's MVP, 3-time All-Star, all-defensive first team. Average just under 27, I should say just under 28 points per game, 3rd in the NBA, and he's bettered those stats here in the early going. He's now averaging 30 points a game, 14 rebounds, 6 assists.
It's just incredible what he's doing, and if you've been seeing kind of the adjustments this team has made, they're giving him the ball in that free throw line area and allowing him to see the double team and then to go to work.
Giannis from deep hit one earlier. He's hit 13 threes his last 8 games. Shot clock to 5. Hill over Labissiere for 3. Seven-point lead for Milwaukee. Simons, played by Hill. Here's Simons.
And again, if you saw that play, that ball stayed in one player's hand the whole play. And unless you have a guy that can draw a double team like this and make a pass, you need to move the rock.
So Connaughton wide open and takes advantage from downtown.
To tell the 2 different systems. Again, Portland last in the league in assists. You can tell by their ball movement and how they play. And again, look at our MVP, and that's the Kupo, drawing the double team, waiting for it, begging for it to find an open man.
Simon's off on his three-point attempt.
That's the second play where the ball has only been in one guy's hand consecutively. It's such a difference.
Bucks are 5 for 10 from beyond the three-point line. Final seconds of the first. Ilyasova for 3. Bazemore flings it high off glass as this first quarter comes to an end. 10-point lead for Milwaukee. You're watching the NBA on TNT.
Welcome back to Milwaukee, where we are watching Giannis go to work. And this is why you're an MVP. First of all, you have patience. Coach Bud said before the game, his conviction. He can speak with conviction because he's grown as a leader. Well, they say the best leaders at times are the best servants. And I tell you what, when he does this, he can serve it up to anyone, keep his guys involved, and hold them accountable on the defensive end. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
All right, let's go to Alley with Bucks head coach Terry Stotts.
Coach, when you're playing against a guy like Giannis, who's not just a scorer, but a rebounder, a facilitator, where do you put your emphasis defensively?
Everything. You know, as much as we can keep him out of the paint, that's the priority of the offensive end.
With Damian still out, Carmelo just in his second game with this team, communication is everything. Is it where you need it to be this game?
Well, you know, we got off to a slow start. We made a nice comeback. Right now I'm concerned about our rebounding. They got too many extra opportunities at the basket.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
All right, Ali, as Labissiere is able to knock down the straightaway three. Bucks 15 for 28 from the field in the first quarter, 53%. Portland just 38%. Connaughton goes to the lane. A foul is called. It is a reach-in. Last night at Atlanta, Bucks beat the Hawks 135-127. Bazemore called on the foul his second. Giannis in only 30 minutes, 33 points, 11 rebounds, 17 of those points coming late in the third quarter. Eric Bledsoe at 28.7 rebounds, 5 assists. And the finale of a 3-game road trip. Bucks have played 10 of their first 14 games on the road. A 3-point attempt by Robin Lopez.
He's working on his game, too. I mean, Coach Terry Stotts talk about the lack of rebounding. Well, this team is missing the fifth leading rebounder in Hassan Whiteside, and they're already at the bottom of the league in that category anyway. So they're going to have to step up and rebound by committee.
Giannis this time going against Hezonja. And a foul is called. Mario Hezonja out of Croatia. Member of Croatia's national team in the 2016 Olympics. Committed the foul right here.
And this is where Giannis has grown. You want to build a wall for Giannis. You want to make it difficult for him. Well, now he understands to not rush when the double team comes. Matter of fact, invite it. Become that decoy. Let your guys get spacing. Hook them up. And then later in the game, what a great block right there.
And leads to the three-pointer by Bledsoe.
That's not the assist that this area wanted. That's why Bill Russell said a long time ago, the best shot blockers know how to keep the ball in bounds and better yet, get it to their teammates.
Here's Bazemore. Nice look by Labissiere. So he's come on. Scored a quick 8 points off the bench. Bledsoe. Antetokounmpo on the drive. Kept alive by Lopez. Short hook. And Portland back in possession. Bucks lead it by 8. Marv Albert, Chris Webber, Ali LaForce from Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Back comes Bledsoe for the Bucks. Three-pointer attempt. Oh, it's slammed down on the rebound by Connaughton. Pat Connaughton, who has been such an effective player off the bench last couple of years here for the Bucks. Bazemore flipping one up. Labissiere keeps it alive. His shot way off. DiVincenzo gets to it. Here is Giannis on the drive, and he is fouled. He was blocked.
We have some two-way athletes in this game. And do not sleep on Condington. He will strike you out or dunk on you. And when you talk about heart and toughness in the league, I dare you to find someone with more heart or tougher than him.
Strike you out, as he referred to his minor league days. Pitcher at Notre Dame, a fourth-round pick of the Baltimore Orioles. In fact, pitched an A-ball and decided, no, you go with the basketball.
Wise decision.
DiVincenzo pops it out. Matthews from straight away. DiVincenzo with the rebound. Lopez and a foul.
Dominance on the offensive board for Milwaukee, getting extra possessions for their team by attacking the glass.
Hezonja called for the foul. To make matters worse, Milwaukee, worse for Portland, leads the NBA in rebounding. In fact, last season they led the league with nearly 50 a game. And here they're playing in a situation where they're actually overmatching the Blazers, who are an undersized team.
27 rebounds already for Portland. For the Bucks, I'm sorry.
Auctions.nba.com, your premier source for NBA memorabilia.
Chris, there are 7 kitchens here at Fiserv Forum, and this is Senior Executive Chef Kenneth Hardiman, who has whipped together several dishes. Chris, you're a little over-anxious?
Oh, yeah, I just want to make sure he finds a place to put him down.
This is
I'm going to eat
unbelievable
all
as Tolliver takes a 3-point shot and rims out. Let's see, what do we get here? The Euro Dog by Clements, barbecue pork belly mac, and coconut chicken curry bowl.
We got a little tzatziki sauce on the Euro over here.
All arranged by the crack chief communications officer of the Milwaukee Bucks, Barry Baum.
Thanks for taking
Coming
care of
through
us,
once
man.
again. Here's Carmelo on the drive, a hard driving move, but he was turned back. Bledsoe rechecked it. Vissier has played very well here in the first half. Coming up with the block. Now, Robin Lopez defending on Carmelo Anthony, who fires and hits.
Oh, yeah. That's just like his summer workouts, except he doesn't have a hoodie or a Scully on right there. But any smaller player, you want to have a bigger player on you to make him move laterally.
Wesley Matthews, he thought he was hit, and he was correct.
He was. Melo late coming across that screen. No help up top. Wesley Matthews knocked it down.
Would have been a 4-point play possibility. McCollum not able to hit. The follow is missed. And Robin Lopez with the rebound. Carmelo back as Matthews fires, and he's off the mark. Ilyasova with a hustle rebound and draws the foul.
You know, Marv, on that play we talked about a couple plays ago, it looks like McCullough kind of came down out of bounds with the ball there when 2 players, and it leads to this. Melo going to work in that mid-range post area.
Foul on McCollum, Ilyasova at the line. Carmelo Anthony now 2 of 5 from the field. Carmelo had said that he came to terms with never playing again. So he's delighted that this worked out. Watch live out-of-market games at home or on the go with NBA League Pass. Visit NBA.com and the NBA app to sign up and start streaming. McCollum on the hop, Labissiere over Lopez.
Man, that was one of the shortest shots with the highest arcs I've seen in my playing days right there. That was such a tough shot. He made it look easy.
He is a 4-year man out of Kentucky by way of Haiti. Melo with the save. Last season, Labissiere played only 9 games for the Blazers after joining them in a trade. Coming over from Sacramento, here's McCollum. C.J. McCollum with 9 points. And the Blazers able to hang around after the poor start. Milwaukee hitting their first 7 shots. They lead it here by 11. 6.5 remaining in the half. Bledsoe.
Right now, the Blazers may want to try to speed up the pace. They have a lot of plays in which only one individual is touching the ball. If they get a couple stops and get out in the break.
DiVincenzo with his specialty on the steal. He's a guy who just disrupts and has really made a difference in the absence of Chris Middleton. Comes up with steals, deflections. Labissiere again. 12 points for Labissiere.
Portland needs to continue to go to that pick and roll. It seems like that's the one play right now the Bucks are not comfortable trying to stop.
Off the fake. Wesley Matthews.
Wesley making the most of this matchup. He understands that Melo hasn't been playing, that the defense of the Blazers, they aren't communicating, so all he wants is a screen. Let him get his feet set, and he's coming off ready to shoot.
Hood gets it down low. Anthony on the drive and draws the foul. So Carmelo Anthony will shoot a pair. Let's take a look at player profile presented by Buick. Carmelo Anthony, a 10-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA. Over his career, he's averaged 24 points, 6 rebounds, NBA's leading scorer back in 2013, and a member of 3 gold medal winning teams led the Orange of Syracuse to the national championship 2003.
And he's found some place that lets him play his style of play. In Houston, they only believe in threes and layups. They don't believe in post-ups. It makes no sense to have Melo on your team if you aren't going to let him score in all areas of the game. He needs that to keep his rhythm, to get other guys involved with volume touches. And here, without their best player, Lillard sitting on the bench, they need a scorer to come out here and get buckets early and often.
Rodney Hood committing the foul, putting Ilyasova at the line. 88%, make it 82% at the line last season. In his 12th NBA campaign out of Turkey, began his career with the Bucks, second-round draft pick, as we showed you back in 2005. Spent 7 years with Milwaukee. 8 stops later, he's back with Milwaukee. He and Anthony Tolliver could have some interesting conversations.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they have some sky miles, I'll tell you that.
Now this year off front rim. Ball's deflected out of bounds. Sterling Brown checks back in for the Bucks. Here comes Brook Lopez for brother Robin. Bledsoe, but he moves on Hood, helped by the pick from Lopez, and Hood runs it down. Just under 5 remaining. First half. Here's Hood into the lane. Nice pass. Garcia with a facial.
Keep going to the pick and roll. He's done everything. He's knocked down the jump shot. He's hit a 3. And now he's dunking on people inside, all because he can space the floor after setting a great screen.
14 points for Labissiere. He is from Haiti. We'll get back to that in a second.
Oh, this is the wonderful pick and roll, Marvin. Look at this. Hood could have taken a layup. He waits for the defense to come, sets his man up. A poster is made.
14 points in 12 minutes for Labissiere. And during that devastating earthquake back in 2010 in Haiti, his family's home with Scal, his mother, and his brother inside actually completely collapsed, and all 3 fortunately survived, but they were trapped under the debris for 3 hours.
Wow.
There is Scal Labissiere. Here's Giannis checking back in for Ilyasova.
And if I'm Scal, I'm going to go over there and say, hey, Melo, trade with me. Let me defend. He doesn't have to, because now Melo goes over to check Lopez. And you have Tolliver going over to check Anthony Kupo. That's great communication by teammates.
Shot clock down to 7. Travel is called on Bledsoe. The Bucks have been playing superb basketball. 5 straight wins, 9 of their last 10, and they have played 10 of their 14 games on the road. Only 4 home games, and here they are, 11-3, tied for top spot in the East with the Celtics. Rodney Hood over Sterling Brown.
You know, we talk about the expectations and playing up to your expectations. And we talk about Denver and how good they are. And do they play to their expectations? They have admitted themselves that they need to be more honed in. Well, take a lesson from the Bucks. They got close and they were disappointed last year. They're playing like a team that had their hearts broken over the summer.
Bledsoe able to... Sterling Brown able to hit the 3 from the corner. Now here's Anthony from straight away. And Giannis got a piece of it. Now here's Bledsoe coming up short. McCollum looking for a pick. McCollum on the drive and is fouled, so he'll go to the line. Chris, you have not touched any of this superb food that was delivered. I recall earlier this season, it was a preseason game, and Reggie Miller was with us. I think he ate the complete menu.
Yeah, he did, and then he shared a couple with it, and You know, I think that while we got a little bit of a break here, I'm going to go hand something to the people. I'll be right back, Mark.
Yeah, okay. Take your time. Don't rush back. Chris giving freebies. He's going to be very popular. Back in Milwaukee, the NBA on TNT is presented by State Farm. 3 minutes to go in this first half. It's been the Bucks all the way. They hit their first 7 shots. Blazers came back with a good run to get back into it as McCollum is at the line, and he's had his shooting problems as of late.
Yeah, he's really struggling. And if you watch tonight, he's really been aggressive. And some shots just didn't go in for him. He had 2 tips right at the bucket. He's given the effort, but he has to find his rhythm if this team is going to come back in any type of way. And I mean playing during the season.
Harrison picking up the loose ball and putting it down.
6'2", caught it in the post, dunked with 2 hands off the vert. That's an athlete.
It is a 15-point lead for the Bucks. Giannis defending here on Carmelo Anthony. Now Trent, nice move. Gary Trent Jr., who started the game because of all the injuries suffered by the Blazers. Trent starting in the backcourt for the injured Damian Lillard. Giannis able to elude a couple of Blazers.
And Gary Trent Sr., I know you're at home watching. You gave your son his body, but you didn't give him that smooth game that he has. He's been out there working on his game.
McCollum knocks it down. C.J. McCollum now with 14 points, 7-year man out of Lehigh. He's averaged 20 a game in each of the past 4 seasons. His three-point shooting is down. He's been shooting 40% from downtown throughout his career. Here's Connaughton whipping it back. Brown from the angle. Another three for Sterling Brown.
We know what Brown can do for this team. He was a starter last year to late in the playoffs, provides a spark anytime he's in the game with his skill set.
Brown, a 3-year man out of SMU. Three-pointer is off by Anthony and then deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Bucks.
This is what an MVP does. He gets his other players involved, and then right here, he may get away with a travel at times, but he's going to finish inside. 18 points he averages in the paint. That's the most since Shaquille O'Neal. Well, no, first of all, that's the most since Antetokounmpo did it last year at 17, and then the most since the Big T.
Once again, nice touch by Gary Trent Jr., second-year man out of Duke. He's only 20 years old, originally a late-round, first-round pick of Sacramento. And Pat Connaughton with 11 points. Here's Anthony with room. Yes. Carmelo Anthony hits the three, so Carmelo in his second game as a Blazer now with 12 points.
I wonder if he has a scar or anything on that side of his head, being that that's the only side he does that to. And he's been doing it for so long, and this is what I mean. Anytime Melo knocks down a three, well, anytime he's open, he's probably going to knock it down. And this is what I want to see him do. Enjoy the game. Welcome back. It's a business, but this is a dream come true as well. Enjoy yourself.
Sterling Brown on that offensive foul. 35 seconds to go on the half. McCollum off balance. Giannis checking the clock. Going 2 for 1 right here. Giannis goes all the way and is fouled.
What a play. And he took his time. He has such long strides that he doesn't have to rush. And this is where the maturity of his game came. He may have gotten a charge there in years past, but this time he waits on the defender, just goes by him, and lays it up so smooth with the left.
He has 11 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. 0 for 2 at the line, where he has struggled a bit. 61%. Way off. And the Blazers will walk it up. Coming up, the American Express halftime report with Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal. Final seconds, first half. Here is Anthony, got the step, goes all the way, shot blocked by Lopez. Connaughton from midcourt fires. Halftime here in Milwaukee. And the Bucks have a 72-58 lead on the Blazers. McCollum and Labissiere with 14 apiece. Carmelo with 12 points. Bledsoe leading the Bucks with 14. Giannis with 11. And Giannis headed for yet another triple-double the way things are going. American Express halftime report in just a moment.
24 minutes in the books on the mean streets of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And Carmelo Anthony gets it swatted. He has 10 in the first half, would have been 12, but denied by the Bucks, who lead at 72-58. It's the American Express halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson. You're going to hear from Shaq and Kenny and Charles in just a second. In just a second. Small Business Saturday is Saturday, November 30th. Founded and proudly backed by American Express, this year marks the 10th anniversary. Your regular purchases at small businesses add up to make a big impact for your communities. And that's why Amex backs small businesses like, Red Wagon Goats and those who support them. Here we are. We got Goats in Studio J right here, and we've got Megan and Jason.
And I always thought you were the goat.
So Megan, are goats for rent? Are goats for sale? Why the fuck need goats?
We would love to have goats for sale, but we're too attached, so we rent them out. They go all over Metro Atlanta. They eat invasive plants and species such as kudzu, English ivy.
Got plenty of that down here.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
So you put them out to eat?
You just try to kill
them.
them.
You take them to your house.
Yep.
You take them to your house to eat the vegetation, man.
Most of our jobs are residential. We do a little bit of commercial.
I'm
we
a
do
city guy.
retention ponds.
This is way over my head. That's all.
Because these are the species that are killing our native trees. So,
oh, wow.
So we're trying to help save the trees and the native plant or the native animal life.
See, I'm from the concrete jungle. Could I use those in New York City? Could we take these in New York? What can we get them to do in New York other than
stop playing?
Well, I teach goat yoga, and I think
goat
New
yoga?
Yorkers
we can
do a
some
lot
goat
of yoga.
too.
What is goat yoga?
And
what is
Jason,
that? Goat
Jason
yoga.
knows how to herd these guys if we want to put them in the kudzu pen.
If you do goat yoga, I will.
What is goat yoga?
What is goat yoga?
Yeah. What is goat yoga?
I have no idea.
You do yoga and a goat stands on you.
Right.
And a
You
yoga,
give them a demo.
wait, a goat stands on you?
Yes.
I'll do some goat yoga.
I'm all right.
What is this?
You're our herder.
I've seen one of those since
You got a crook, so you can move
So
them
who else
around.
going to do yoga with us? I have one of our
I'll let Ernest
assistants,
do this.
Yaya, is going to come on
I'll let
screen, and
Ernest
she's
do
going
this.
Who's
to
this?
demonstrate
Chuck, if you do it, I'll do
the
it.
poses, and I'm going to talk you
Well,
through it.
if the goat's gonna do it,
Go that way, puppy. Go that way, puppy.
I don't know.
So what happens?
I don't know. If
Here,
it
puppy,
responds,
puppy.
Shaq,
puppy.
I've been told that you do some yoga.
Yeah, but not goat yoga.
Come on,
you gotta do it.
Come on, puppy.
All right.
Okay, what do you do then?
We have you guys. So we're going to get on all fours.
it's like downward
Yaya's
dog.
going to show you. We're going to do the
Hey, man, whose
easiest
idea
goat
was
pose that there is.
Goat yoga.
So in regular yoga, we call this tabletop. In goat yoga, we call this goat pose. So you want your back straight, and we're going to pull our belly buttons into our spine.
Oh, that's done.
Keep that core tight.
Wait, where's my camera?
Oh, this
Back
is
to
a
your
tight
back.
core right here. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so is the goat getting anything out of this?
A
Or is
good
it just
view.
us?
Oh,
He left.
I mean, what is the therapy behind this?
yeah. Other than
Goats produce
other than making
a
us
lot
look
of
like damn
oxytocin.
idiots.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Well, I will say that I'm not really participating in this segment because these are going on.
Is my goat on?
These poses are going to
Some
be
goats.
on.
Yeah, let's
gonna be on social
Stay there,
Plants
Chuck.
on your back.
Yeah, stay there, Chuck.
Stay right there.
There you go.
Oh yeah, stay there, Chuck.
Anything
Make it
for
seem like you have hair.
We're just
They
going to
love
put this on.
Chuck.
We're just going to put the heaviest goat on you right
Yeah.
now.
All right, and now we'll put.
Oh, my God. Don't put him up there. Don't put him up there. He's going to fall from up there.
Nice. No, I can go.
Oh, I'm not letting him go, baby.
You had enough, Chuck?
I think goat yoga's not for Chuck.
One more goat. One more goat.
No, man.
no,
One more goat. Come on. He got it. He got it. He got it.
Oh man, stop it.
Got it. He got it. Yeah, he got it.
Is there a trick to holding a goat?
Yes, so
Good
we
job,
want to bend
Chucky.
their legs up and under. There you go. You're doing great. That's perfect.
Ernie, you're from
We're gonna
Georgia.
fold
You
this.
should have done this before.
Oh,
There you go.
Very
You
nice.
got it.
What's
That's
this one's
good.
name?
Hold her.
stop playing.
So what's the
Goat's
let's talk
bite.
about
No.
Shop Small.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is
American
small
Express,
business.
baby.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if somebody wants to rent a goat, what do they do?
They go to our website. It's redwagongoats.com. We have a forum that gives us all the answers that we need. They send us some photos. We give them some pricing, and they get on our list.
How many goats do you normally need to rent?
So our herds are usually 20 to 25 goats.
What?
Whoa.
Yep.
And I assume that you two are going to be here to make sure everything's good. You don't just drop them off and say, we'll see you later.
Well, we drop them off. We don't camp out. They stay there at the house overnight for usually 2 to 5 days.
And they eat up all of the...
They eat it all.
The kudzu. And
Yep.
Wow.
he's looking at this kudzu like he wants some of that. There you go.
Some of this
Wonderful.
That's amazing.
Megan, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
From one goat to the other.
Absolutely, thank you.
And good luck.
Stop trying to bite me.
on Small Business Saturday.
Thank you so much.
Sponsored by American Express.
Man, that thing, we'll go to work on that.
Shaq yeah, Shaq running away from the goats. Shaq does have some experience, however, with animals. He's an animal lover.
Oh.
Look at him. Look at him.
But
Look at this, man.
I'll be home tomorrow, Diesel. Baby.
That's ridiculous.
Daddy, miss you, baby.
Hey, how much you pay that dude to walk you around with a horse?
Hey, Diesel. Daddy coming home tomorrow, baby.
You don't own Diesel. Shaq, you're not eating the stuff, are you?
We thank you much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you being here.
You want to be funny on this?
No, you chew. What are you chewing on?
And we'll be back with more on the
second.
American Express halftime report in just a second.
Having us.
What does it feel like when they go?
It didn't stay long enough.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Back here on the American Express halftime report, where, yes, goat yoga was very popular. Chuck, did you enjoy goat yoga?
I thought, I'm trying to figure out.
You see it. I got the snap. I got it.
I'm trying to figure out how to keep the goat up there longer.
Oh, really? That was what you was figuring out?
Hey, Carmelo Anthony, 10 points in the first half, 3 of 9 shooting.
What I like about him, he's aggressive. That first play against Giannis where he lost the ball, I think he knows better than to try to, drive it.
He's 3 for 9, but I'd say most of the things were makeable.
And he's having fun. He's playing aggressive.
He's not taking tough shots, bad shots.
But Kenny, you made a point. What's the measure of success?
Yeah, what's the measurement of a success? And then once you can tell somebody that, then everybody can relax.
You look all right.
These guys are cleaning up the floor.
Slow down, bro.
Third time this year, the Blazers have allowed at least 70 points.
Bite him, boy. Bite him in the face, boy.
58 is the Milwaukee.
Bite him, boy.
No fight.
Sports fans, shop now at NBAstore.com and get today's special offer.
Back at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, the NBA on TNT is being presented by State Farm. The Bucks with the lead over the Blazers, 72-58. And Chris, let's check out this wave off.
Yeah, you want to know about seniority in this league? You want to know about resume? Well, Melo waved off C.J. McCollum and said, wait a minute, this is my play. And no, it didn't work. You see the shot got blocked. Matter of fact, they got a good look on the other end. But when you have the type of scoring resume that Carmelo has, it usually leads to you saying, it's my turn right now. Let me do this.
To see Damian Lillard sitting out with the back spasms for a second straight game as we check in with Allie LaForce.
I just got done talking to Coach Budenholzer, and I asked him specifically about his second unit and the way they're playing, and he said he's very impressed by the way they're moving the ball. Connaughton did really well. Lopez did really well. He liked the energy. But it all goes back to Giannis, he said. The way that he is facilitating, making people feel comfortable, always looking to make the right pass. That's what gets his team going. And I also asked, against a team like this who's banged up in Portland, how do you keep this team locked in no matter how big the lead is? And he said that goes back to Giannis, too. He's always full go, 100%. He sets the tone no matter what the score is for this team.
All right, Allie, how about Gary Trent Jr., who's had the touch, able to hit the three from the corner, and the Bucks come right back with Dante DiVincenzo, second-year man out of Villanova, as the third quarter gets underway, and a 74-61 lead for Milwaukee. They opened up by hitting their first 7 shots. Blazers able to come back with a spurt. Fouls called on Bledsoe. The Bucks at 11-3. They've won 5 straight, 9 of the last 10. The Blazers off to the worst start since back in the 2015-16 season, but turned it in both seasons to finish up as Tolliver was able to knock down a 3. They finished up at 44-38, losing to Golden State in the second round of the playoffs that season. They have been a team that has gotten off to slow starts, but the injuries this season are really tough to get by.
Yeah, Marvin, I wonder about the patience of Portland fans or Portland fans all around the country, because it's beginning to be a theory out there that if this doesn't work soon, and this is not from Portland executives, but from players around the league, that you would think that maybe this experiment with Portland is up. Yes, there's a lot of time, but you are in the West Coast, and you really can't take anything for granted. Maybe they have to change the style of play. Maybe they have to change their system of not moving the ball around. But to me, these next 30 or so games before the All-Star break is so important to the future of this franchise and who stays and who's asked to leave.
Here's Giannis accelerating, and he draws the foul.
And again, you know, Melo has come in today, and we've seen what he's able to do, 3 for 9, 10 points. But just look at this. How can you be successful in this system when you're last in assists? That means guys are not incentivized to cut hard for each other and to play hard. And that goes to the defensive end as well. So a lot of issues this Blazer team must address. And it's not just by getting a guy that can knock down buckets. It's also a philosophy and a willingness to share the ball and players that can execute.
Antetokounmpo now 0 for 4 at the line. No question the Blazers are the worst team in the NBA at sharing the ball. You saw those stats on the graphic. That's because they're such a backcourt-oriented ball club with Lillard and McCollum. And now you have Carmelo Anthony added to the mix, so the isolation numbers will continue.
Yeah, but we have a player named Klay Thompson and Curry who might disagree with that and say, or Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas that might disagree and say, because we have a backcourt, we don't have to dribble as much. We can use ball movement, get others involved, but to each his own. But for Portland, they need to figure out a way because they're last in assists. That's why they're close to last on the defensive end as well. Not much fun playing when you don't know when you're going to touch the rock.
The only difference there with Golden State is that, and we're talking not this season as McCollum knocks it down, they also had a front court.
Yeah, well, we can go to Houston. Let's go to Houston where those guys really have a low share of the ball, but they move the ball that much more. Why? Because of the system. You know that if Westbrook and Harden isn't going to shoot, they're penetrating, looking for others. And the identity of this team is they don't share the ball, and other teams know that and take advantage of it.
Bledsoe is fouled, but can a team like Houston win to take it all the way through the conference finals and the finals?
That's a great question, but I remember people saying that you can't win shooting threes, and Golden State proved us wrong. So it's up to Houston to prove us wrong. But one thing I do know, you can't be last in this league and even make the playoffs. So a lot of adjustments before your goals start to be winning the championship. Portland needs to just try to get and be a bottom-dwelling team, hopefully 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the West.
Yeah. However, Golden State also had excellent defenders. That's another asset, I would have to say.
And the coach, I think the coach is pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. Hood with the foul, his third. And those Warriors, 3 and 13. Number 15. Last in the West. I know the coach will enjoy seeing that particular graphic as Carmelo Anthony is able to take it to the rim.
One thing you can say about Golden State, though, is that they play hard every night.
Oh, Giannis blew the stuff after the fake that sent Tolliver to the floor. And the ball is apparently the battle between Giannis and Tolliver leading to the foul call.
Melo with the hezzy in the left hand, and somewhere Doug Moe in his bloopers tape that I used to watch growing up, he would put that last Antetokounmpo miss on there, but he's attacking the basket with such force.
So here are the Blazers over the foul limit. 3 minutes and 7 seconds into the third quarter. Talking about Portland and looking back to last season, Giannis able to hit on his second free throw, 2 of 6 at the line. Last year, Blazers went 53-29. That was third seed in the West. And in the playoffs, they beat Oklahoma City in 5 in the conference semis, defeated Denver in 7. And then the Western Conference final, they were swept by the Warriors, losing game 4 in overtime.
Yeah, and you know, you remember, how about just Damian Lillard's resume, sending Houston home a couple years, waving bye-bye last year to guys as he hits a half-court almost shot there. He's so special for this team and for the city.
Whoa, speaking of special, it's been a special night for Gary Trent Jr. He now has 13 points, and that is his third 3. Antetokounmpo is turned back. Good play by McCollum. Slapped it out of his hands. The lead is down to 8. Turnover gives it back to the Bucks. Here's Bledsoe. DiVincenzo gets it off and knocks it down from three-point territory. So it's an 84-73 lead for the Bucks. They have led by as many as 16. McCollum using the pick from Tolliver. Tolliver for 3 on a catch and shoot. Giannis now 14 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Gets it to Matthews. Wesley Matthews on the drive. Hit box out by Anthony.
Pick and roll with Lopez just worked at the top.
And Carmelo knocks down a 3, leading to a timeout called by Mike Budenholzer. Portland has come back. They're with an 8.
I talked to Coach Stotts, and I said, look, the only thing I would like for you to do for me is just be transparent with me. If you want me to do X, Y, Z, I don't have no problem with doing it. Just let me know up front, and we both can be transparent, and we can make this thing work. And, you know, he told me, look, this is what your role is going to be. This is what we expect of you, and we're ready for you like yesterday.
And it's been a very solid second game as a Blazer for Carmelo Anthony. Here's Giannis getting the step. 10-point lead for the Bucks. Closest it's been since early second quarter. Carmelo Anthony, 15 points. He's 3 of 4 from downtown. Hood on the drive, hurt his elbow as he draws the foul.
Oh, man, look at this play. Baseline spin, reverse dunk. And the mean mug. And right here, one of the best things you have to know about is what you're capable of. Melo knows he cannot run with Anthony Cooper. What does he do? He meets him early. And then here, now let's get physical and play old school basketball. Box each other out. Melo trying to lay some wood inside, getting physical for his team.
DiVincenzo committed that foul, not shooting it fair. Carmelo Anthony lost the handle. Here's DiVincenzo on the drive, takes all the way, and he scores. Dante DiVincenzo getting the playing time in the absence of Chris Middleton, so he has been starting. This is McCollum able to connect. 11 points for DiVincenzo, 7 of the 11 here in the third. Antetokounmpo puts the move on Tolliver, then hooks a pass out to Bledsoe. Bledsoe spinning his way on Hood and draws the foul.
When Bledsoe plays this way, to me, so efficient, and then keep attacking the basket, putting his defender in tough positions. To me, he is the key to this team. No more Brogdon. You've lost some other players around. Middleton is hurt, and Bledsoe has just had a good start to the season, specifically in the last 8 games.
Foul number 4 committed by Hood. The NBA on TNT is being brought to you by Auto Trader, the only one with Kelley Blue Book. Finally, it is easy. And by Goodyear, celebrating the drive that powers you forward. Goodyear, more driven. DiVincenzo gets a nice hand as he'll take a seat. And for the Blazers, Anthony Simons played briefly in the first half, checks back in. McCollum coming across against Bledsoe. Gets the double screen. Met by Lopez. And now shoots it and scores.
What a tough shot inside, and when McCollum gets hot, this is what he can do. We said he's gotten off to a slow start, but when you're a shooter and you put the work in the gym, you just don't lose your confidence that easy.
20 points for McCollum. Giannis trying to put a move on Tolliver. Now Anthony over to help. Giannis gets inside, call for the travel. The ball back to the Blazers. 16th career triple-double of his career, second of the season with 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Picked up a 10th assist just a moment ago. Here's McCollum. Hits the 3. And he has regained the touch. Had difficulty the last couple of games.
And when Tolliver sets that screen with Lopez up top, so tough for Lopez to retreat back to Tolliver that he has an option to flip it in or to shoot it himself. And Bledsoe, again, using his IQ and athletic ability to get himself an easy floater in the lane.
Bledsoe now 9 of 17 from the field. He's the high point man for the Bucks with 22. Milwaukee shooting 51%. This is Nasir Little able to penetrate. Getting the playing time as of late. Rookie from North Carolina. Bledsoe, hard drive, and he's fouled. So Bledsoe will head to the line. Portland has been over the limit since the early minutes of this third quarter. Simons committing that foul. Bledsoe comes into tonight averaging 17 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. 10-year man out of Kentucky. First team all defense last season. Well, coverage of tomorrow's One Championship Edge of Greatness event on BR Live is presented by Kumho Tire. Kumho, better always. Both teams have been hitting threes throughout the game. Trailblazers 14 for 25. Bucks 11 of 27. How about Ben Simmons last night hitting a three from the corner, the first of his NBA career. Chris, he's an 0 for 17 coming into last night. Not looking for threes, which you can understand. That carried over 171 games. And as it is, he's a terrific player. Can you imagine if he could add a decent three-point shot to his game?
And I bet he will. I'll take anyone that wants to make that bet. He will. And it just makes me think of the talent in this league under 25. I believe he's second in assists in this league. So if I'm a Philly fan, I'm going to say, yeah, take your time. We know you're going to be able to shoot threes. But right now, just keep getting it to Embiid and the other fellas and going to work like McCollum is doing in the game.
So McCollum with his yet another three-pointer. He now has 26 points for the game. That's his fourth three. Connaughton with a beautiful move and lays it home. Put the move on Trent, who hit the deck. McCollum lost it. Hill just came on, has the steal, and then he is fouled.
Labissiere looks at his teammate McCollum and says, my bad. I think he actually stole the ball from him. But this is what you want to do. Off the triple threat, they respect your jump shot. What do? Get the ball, attack that front foot right away. Cup it and lay it up.
McCollum with the foul is third, and now the officials will check to see as to whether it was a clear path foul, which would mean 2 shots and possession for the Bucks. Here's another look at it.
And if you see that play, the ball bounced off of Labissiere's knee. That's why he goes right over to McCollum and says, my bad. So Hill gets the steal, but it's because of the teammate of McCollum that allowed him to get that steal.
And it is a clear path. So get the 2 shots and then take possession. George Hill at the line. George Hill, key player with Eric Bledsoe struggling in those Eastern Conference finals against Toronto. Came off the bench, hit threes, did it all. In fact, this season he's 48% from three-point range.
And part of Guy's character and trust is who drafts him. And when we know the teams that he's been around and the systems that he's been in, and he's been trusted by some great coaches. And we heard Allie LaForce talk earlier about the tone that Antetokounmpo set through being unselfish and playing hard, and how that goes to the bench. Well, when you have players like Hill, high character guys come in, well, that helps reinforce what your best player is doing.
Connaughton for Lopez. A foul is called. Mike Budenholzer well aware of George Hill from his days as an assistant in San Antonio. Hill's teammates talk about the experience, his composure, how he steadies the team. He's played in championship games. He's been to the Eastern Conference Final. And as you mentioned, a major factor last season with Malcolm Brogdon's sideline. He was a big favorite of Greg Popovich when he played for the Spurs.
And I see why. As a point guard, you love the fact, you love his demeanor, you love that he's steady. You know he pays attention to the scouting report. He can do so much on the offensive end, and he's not scared to take a challenge on the defensive end.
Just under 4 remaining third quarter. Backdoor pass. McCollum lost control. And it's deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Bucks.
Very impressed with how the Bucks are playing tonight. I mean, they are sharing the ball. They're moving it around. They're looking for each other, speeding up the pace. And the Bucks, they'll say, wait a minute, on that air ball that went off of McCollum, the refs agreed, Bucks ball.
The officials, with a brief discussion, changed the call. So Milwaukee sets up in the front court. Connaughton splits his way through. A one-hand rebound by Bazemore. Simons for 3. Tough angle for Anthony Simons. Robin Lopez over to Connaughton. Connaughton and Hill in the backcourt with a fake there by Lopez and scores. Terry Stotts takes a timeout for the Blazers. 8-0 run by the Bucks.
Celebrate Batman all week long. Bat Week starts Monday at 8 on TNT.
Now look at the upcoming national TV schedule. ESPN Friday Night Spurs and the Sixers, Rockets, and Clippers. Saturday night NBA TV. How about Miami at 10 up and 3 down? They go against the Philadelphia 76ers. NBA TV on Tuesday. Clippers and Mavericks starting at 8:30 p.m. Sterling Brown has just checked back in, and his pass picked off by Bazemore, putting a move on Ilyasova. Just under 2.5 remaining in this third quarter. Marv Albert, Chris Webber, Ali LaForce. Simons able to hit from mid-range.
Really like this second unit. They have McCollum out on the floor, so they know they have a guy they can depend on to just go get one by himself, but the rest of the guys have to share the ball and either step up and play some defense. Connaughton is dunking on everybody tonight. That's his third one.
Pat Connaughton getting the step once again. He now has 15 points, 6 of 8 from the field. And the Bucks lead at 104-90, and McCollum shakes loose.
The second unit, you have to like their energy. You have Bazemore. He's out in the passing lanes, denying the ball. They can get out on the break, and more importantly, they have willing passers and willing cutters getting the easy bucket on that last one.
Connaughton cuts back the other way, again to the rim this time. Shot rejected.
Block that play. Way to get back in the play, big fella, Labissiere.
Here's Little for three. And a loose ball foul is called. Labissiere, incidentally, with his fourth block of the night.
Know your role. Look at this pick right here. Back pick by Simon. You have to honor it because he can come out and shoot the three. This is an easy bucket. And on the other end, how did he get back in this play right there? Nice job out of this area. The big fella, he's been controlling the paint all night.
At the other end, Sterling Brown called for the foul. Mario Hezonja just checked back in. Whistle before. He made his play. Foul is on Hill. That is his second. And it puts Milwaukee over the foul limit. We've been talking about the injuries suffered by the Trailblazers. Damian Lillard sitting out tonight. Hassan Whiteside is out. He's played through a bone bruise on his left knee. Has an injured right hip. He's questionable for Cleveland on Saturday night. Zach Collins out with a dislocated left shoulder. Major loss for the Blazers. He was a starter at power forward. Yusuf Nurkic, again, he's out with a fractured left leg. And they did have Pau Gasol at one point, but there was a agreement that if he is not back by 15 games, he's recovering from left foot surgery, that he would be waived. And he was the other day as Hill fires the three. It's saved by Giannis, who just checked back in. And Pau is going to end up going to Spain and then coming back, and he will be an assistant coach with the Portland Trailblazers.
Congratulations, Pau, on a wonderful career. But yeah, it's over. He hears that song that all of us regret or don't look forward to hearing, that Teddy Pendergrass TKO. You better let it go. That's what he needs to do now, but he's still going to be involved with the team, so it's great for him.
Kumbo not able to hit the driving hook as he hits the floor, and a foul is called on the Bucks. Down to 32 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Foul is on Giannis, his first. Both teams over the foul limit.
And back to Pau, what a great career he's had. He's a champion. He's come in. He's made his country proud. He's newly married. Congratulations. And got to see him and his wife for dinner there in Sacramento. So he's a happy man. And he's going to do everything with the team, Coach said, except game plan. And that's make sure the guys on the bench understand what's going on. Make sure they know the scouting report, help develop guys before the game, work them out. And so he's going to still be a part of basketball. And for a guy like that that's just a gym rat that loves the game, happy that Pau will continue to be part of the NBA for a long time.
He has done it in the NBA. He's done it internationally.
Beat up his brother on TV.
Yes.
His brother won one as well, so I'm sure Mama and Papa Gasol and all the family is very proud of what he's done.
People forget that was a brother-for-brother trade. Mark going to Memphis as a future addition to the Grizzlies at the time when Pau was traded to the Lakers.
Done by draft pick Jerry. He always gets the best. He always gets his man.
Here's Connaughton for three. He has done it all. Pat Connaughton with 18 points. Final seconds, third quarter. Bazemore on the drive. Got it down low. Little with the layup. With 4/10 of a second remaining, that'll do it. Connaughton fires. That'll probably go in. High off glass. That's the end of the third. Bucks 107, Blazers 98. back in Milwaukee. Let's take a look at the new top threes.
Well, Giannis isn't known for his three-point ability, but guess what? Give him the buckets for these threes. He draws the double team. He allows his teammates to space out and get where they are comfortable. And though he may not knock the threes down, he's definitely responsible for them. And when you have the powers of a Greek god like him, wouldn't you expect that? Just look at everything he's done. I believe he can win every award that this league has to offer, except Sixth Man of the Year, because he's not going to come off the bench anymore. He's so good. And moments ago, our Allie LaForce caught up with Coach Bud.
Coach, we're used to seeing Giannis have double-digit points and rebounds. He already has 10 assists tonight. How does his vision fuel this offense?
Yeah, no, he's seeing the court well tonight. They double-teamed him a lot early, found shooters, and, he's just multifaceted. So, if they make him a playmaker, I think he's happy to do that.
Another great start for DiVincenzo as a member of the starting unit. What does he bring to the table that made it a seamless transition for this team?
Yeah, he's got defensive activity. He's got, athleticism, gets in there, gets hits, rebounds, gets out and runs. So he's been a good addition to that group.
3-point defense, how do you address that going into the fourth?
Yeah, we got to be better. I mean, they have 98 points or whatever it is after three quarters. We're not good enough defensively.
Thank you, Coach.
Well, Mike Budenholzer not happy about the fact that the Blazers are 15 of 30 from three-point range. And the Blazers outscored the Bucks 40-35 in the quarter. Zonia committed that last foul. This is DiVincenzo. And the Blazers in possession. Anthony Simons on the drive and put a bank at home. C.J. McCollum had 14 in the third quarter. Oh, Giannis with 18 points along with 13 rebounds, 11 assists, and heads back to the line where he is 3 for 7. Labissiere called for the foul. Oh, it's tipped home. Robin Lopez.
Dominance in every area for this Buck team. And they really do it on the boards each and every night. And it's so frustrating for a team to think you have a stop, to think you have a miss. And then one of your opponents come out, grab it out the sky, and put it in really.
6.6 rebounds for Robin Lopez. And a foul before that shot attempt by Bazemore.
It's all about effort. It's all about knowing who's at the free throw line. Labissiere tries to get there, but it's all about leverage when you box out. You see he didn't have the leverage. That advantage went to Lopez, and he knocks it down.
DiVincenzo called for the foul. Shot clock is down to 5. This is Simons. Second opportunity for the Blazers. Little is fouled. Nasir Little will go to the line. Rookie from North Carolina. First round pick of Portland, 25th overall. Always plays at that high energy level. The NBA on TNT is being brought to you by American Express, the official card of the NBA, and by Progressive Insurance. Get slam dunk savings today. Visit progressive.com. Bucks with 5 straight wins, 9 of their last 10. This is game 1 of a 4-game homestand for Milwaukee, and as Giannis makes his move off the spin, a foul is called on the Blazers. Zonia picks it up. 13th foul here for Portland, just a minute and a half gone by. But the Blazers hanging around. They were down big early. DiVincenzo connecting with a 3. He has 14 points. So another outstanding game for DiVincenzo. Back from an injury-hit rookie season. Had heel problems. Played only 27 games last year. A 2-time NCAA champion at Villanova. Offensive foul. It's on Robin Lopez.
Right now, if you're Portland, you've played hard all game. You've stayed right in striking area. Now you need to speed up the pace of your offense, whether it is getting stops and using your defense to get you some easy buckets, or just keep doing it in the half-court set with cutting and pick and rolls.
A lot of whistles here at the start of the fourth quarter. Foul against the Bucks. Off the drive by Simons.
The one trait we've seen from this Portland team over the years is resilience. You often wonder, how did they win? How did they get to the Western Conference Finals? It's been with heart. It's been with playing together. And a lot of jump shots, knocking it down just like that, coming off the screen. Bazemore.
10-point Milwaukee lead. DiVincenzo for three. This time too strong. Labissiere with the rebound, and Bazemore will bring across. Bazemore on the drive. Lopez was able to alter that shot. Here comes Connaughton. Hill for three. Labissiere ahead of the field, spinning and rejected, but it's a goaltend. Basket counts.
The crowd doesn't. You know, it's so funny, Marv. We have ourselves a new rule. The crowd, I see, is now making the replay circle with their fingers as if they want to tell Coach what to do. So they've definitely accepted the rule. Giannis getting back on the defensive end, helping his boy out.
The lead is down to 8. Bucks have led by as many as 16. They came out blazing, hitting their first 7 shots. This is Robin Lopez. Here comes Bazemore. Labissiere. And a timeout is called by head coach Mike Budenholzer. With just 3 minutes gone by in the fourth, the Blazers still alive.
It still comes down to making rebounds, getting rebounds. That was a hell of an effort to come get it. The deeper it gets, I know you're worried about threes, but we got to come up with the rebound first, all right? Here we go. Make a run right here.
Well, the Blazers have been in the midst of a run a couple of times tonight, and here they are within 6, leading to the Buck timeout. That was a State Farm audio assist. We have not seen Carmelo Anthony in quite some time, and he's played well here tonight. Just 22 minutes, might be on a minute restriction. Played 24 minutes in his first game with the Blazers against New Orleans this past Tuesday night.
And C.J. McCollum just came back in because the bench of this Blazers team is playing so well with their activity and ball movement, sharing the rock. Just like on that play right there. Great pass from Bazemore.
Labissiere has been terrific. 20 points, along with 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. This is Robin Lopez, who just checked back in and hits the deep 3.
Robin was going to shoot that even before he caught the ball. And that's when you know players are saying, wait, I got my rhythm. Let me get a turn. And I'm sorry, that's Brooke
Lopez.
Yeah, he and Robin look the same. I don't know either one. I just call them Lopez's.
So a 5-point game, and McCollum now has 30. Bledsoe and the foul on Bledsoe. Push off. So that'll give the ball back to the Blazers.
Now the Blazers average 111 points. It's about 14th in the league. Where they're dead last in assists. Their team high in assists was 28, and that was on November 18th, early in the season against Houston. It seems that even with Melo on the floor and C.J. McCollum knocking them down, going one-on-one, this team has a little bit of a rhythm. And if I'm a Portland fan, I say, oh, wait a minute. Wait till we get Dame Lillard back. Wait till we get Whiteside back, because now we like passing the ball because we have other guys that we trust we can pass it to score.
Giannis has turned back. McCollum now has 33 points. Here's McCollum for 3, and it's off the back of the rim. McCollum is 5 for 7 from three-point land. Lopez with a deep 3 again. Look, Lopez from way downtown to give the Bucks a 5-point lead.
Is he the tallest guy that's ever shot from Curry land? Maybe Dirk, but I think he's taller than Dirk, huh?
Baseball is off. Lopez listed at 7 foot. Porzingis, upon occasion, would take a deep 3. There's another deep 3, but this time it is Wesley Matthews.
And I must apologize to Kevin Durant. He's in the 7 feet area, too.
Correct. Timeout, Portland.
Welcome back to Milwaukee, and the MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's second in points per game in the NBA, but he's probably first in trust with his teammates. He has a career-high tying 14 assists tonight. The last 4 buckets of the Bucks have been out from the three-point land, assisted by the MVP.
Portland in possession. Here's Hood cutting right and knocks it down. Rodney Hood with 8 points. And the Bucks now lead it by 6. They've led by as many as 16. Tough effort here by Portland. Carmelo Anthony is back on the floor. Here's Giannis able to drill it. So the stat line is 20 points, 14 assists, 14 rebounds.
When he lets the game come to him, so tough to stop.
Second triple-double of the season for Giannis Labissiere with the bucket. Let's check in with Allie.
You guys mentioned the incredible stats that Giannis has put up all season long. So what do you tell the guy that's good at everything? Well, Coach Budenholzer told us that he's encouraging him to work on his leadership, but he said to be a leader, you have to be more comfortable. And I grabbed Giannis before the game, and he said the only difference between last year and this year is the game has really slowed down for him. He knows how to read the defense before it gets to him, not when it gets to him. He hasn't changed anything in his workout routine. He hasn't changed his body, just that the game has slowed down. And Coach said he's done a good job of digging into his teammates a little more, something he was uncomfortable with last year.
Nothing uncomfortable with that move. As Giannis with the slam to give the Bucks a 127-119 lead. Carmelo Anthony not able to hit. Just under 5 remaining here on the fourth. Bledsoe with the move around McCollum.
And that's what you want to see, especially come playoff time. Bledsoe is the key to this team, especially with Middleton out. But even with Middleton, he allows that third score.
McCollum's pass picked off. DiVincenzo off the lead pass, lays it home. And Portland calls for time. Welcome back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The NBA on TNT is presented by State Farm. Giannis Antetokounmpo with a career-high 15th assist off that lead pass just a moment ago to give the Bucks a 131-119 lead on Portland with 4:32 to go in this fourth quarter. Gritty effort, though, here by an undermanned, injury-hit Portland squad.
I'm so impressed with Portland. They've already surpassed their season average of 111. They surpassed their season high of 28 assists, and this is without their best player and best rebounder on the floor.
Talking about Hassan Whiteside and Damian Lillard. Anthony and DiVincenzo coming together on the foul. It's called a loose ball foul. And it's against the Bucks. It's against Brook Lopez. He's not involved in that particular collision. Tolliver on the drive. He challenged Lopez. And back comes Giannis.
Both of the Lopez brothers tonight have been manning the paint and making sure that they've had their defenders back on the backside. Some nice block shots, and more important, even deterring guys from coming in the paint with their presence inside.
Here's McCollum on a catch and shoot. Matthews to Bledsoe. To the front row. Not able to take advantage. This pass is thrown away, and Bledsoe will lay it home. So the Bucks able to recover after the Blazers were able to turn things with a run, but 8 unanswered now by Milwaukee. 3 minutes to go on the fourth. Foul on Matthews.
And if you're a Portland fan, you want to see this team settle down. Since the starting unit came back in for approximately the last 3 minutes, they've gotten away from the team ball that they were playing and the second unit was playing earlier. Get back to the pick and roll, get Labissiere involved, or ISO like you did with Anthony so you can have space. But to have movement and people just cutting and be congested, that's not great spacing.
Bucks over the foul limit. 2 shots here for Carmelo Anthony. Well, during NBA Cares season of giving, the NBA, its teams and players are helping make a difference in the lives of those in need. Join the NBA and share how you're giving back by using hashtag NBA Cares. To learn more, visit cares.nba.com. We'll be back in a moment.
with his return.
You use the words that he used tonight in front of us, Chris.